Assessment 2 Tom scenario. Hi Tom, thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, I think it is definitely something that I need to do.
That's fine, Tom. Before we get into anything today, I do need to go over a few of our privacy policies.
Okay.
So first of all, I do need to let you know that our organisation will treat your details with privacy and confidentiality. And with your consent, I can report back to my organisation and possibly contact other services on your behalf that you may choose to use as supports in the future. Now, if we do need to break the privacy and confidentiality, it would only be if we were concerned for your safety, health or well-being, or if records are being subpoenaed with a court order. Are you happy to give your consent for that, Tom?
Yes, that's fine.
That's great. Now, how's everything going, Tom? You didn't sound like yourself on the phone earlier.
Well, I'm very worried about Peter and Jenny. I'm feeling sick to my stomach about some things that have been going on, and I'm hoping you can help us find some help or solutions.
No worries, Tom. Are you able to tell me some things that are concerning you?
I'm just feeling as though Jenny is overwhelmed and not coping or caring for Peter the way he needs. I just don't know what to do anymore. I'm working longer hours to cover all of our bills and living expenses, and I know being left to care for Peter is taking its toll on Jenny, which in turn is hurting Peter.
Look, that is understandable. It is certainly a difficult task for both of you and Jenny, managing Peter and your everyday lives. Can you tell me a little bit about what's happening with the relationship between Jenny and Peter?
It seems as though taking care of Peter for Jenny has just gotten harder and harder on her. It was such a shock when it all happened, and of course as a parent, all you want to do is make your child better. I know she loves him, but she just gets so stressed out, which makes Peter extremely stressed out. By the time I get home, they're both emotional wrecks, and I have to choose who to comfort. I'm just so concerned about them both.
Has anything happened to cause you to be concerned for Peter's health and safety?
Look, I know Jenny loves Peter and would never purposely do anything to hurt him, but I just don't think she knows how to properly deal with her stress over Peter's outbursts. There was one major thing that happened that has me concerned. I just need to know you won't judge Jenny. I know she loves him. She's just so stressed out.
Of course, and we would never judge either of you, Tom. We completely understand that this is all a very difficult experience for all of you. It's stressful on all the family, and that's why we're here to lend you support and give each of you the help you need to have the best quality of life.
Well, I came home from work the other day. It must have been a particularly hard day for Jenny, and Tom was tied to his bed with bruising on his back. I know he can lash out sometimes, but I never thought Jenny would get to the extent of tying him up.
Okay, so it sounds like Jenny's having a very hard time coping with Peter's behaviours. What about you, Tom? When Peter has his outbursts, how are you coping?
I guess I have a different level of patience than Jenny has, because I usually sit with Peter until he's calmed down enough to explain why he is so upset.
Okay.
I don't think Jenny has as much patience as I do.
And do you feel all this stress is impacting your relationship with Jenny?
Unfortunately, yes. I just don't want to look like I'm taking sides in this whole thing, but at the same time, I'm feeling like I need to protect my son.
Sometimes stress can look different in different people. Unfortunately, stress can play a huge role in family violence. And I say this without judgment, but there are certainly some supports and procedures that we can put into place to help your whole family unit cope with all of these things. And I really appreciate you being so open and trusting us with your concerns. I think everyone's first concern needs to be Peter's safety. Would you agree with that, Tom?
Yes, absolutely.
So our first priority is to make sure Peter stays safe and has plenty of support for his future. How do you see this working the best for your family?
I would probably say either finding Peter a really good housing community that he can live with all the help he needs, or I need to find a full-time support carer to live with us.
Okay, and these are definitely avenues we can look into. We also need to make sure Jenny has supports in place to help her cope with all the changes. You know Jenny best. Do you think she will support these changes with Peter?
I truly hope so, because the next move will be me moving out with Peter. We just can't carry on like this.
Look, I understand, and hopefully Jenny will see that this is in everyone's best interest. And if she's interested, we would be happy to refer Jenny on to some counselling and even look into some training to help better equip herself where it comes to Peter.
I truly hope she will agree.
Look, Tom, as a family, I believe we need to find supports to not only Peter and Jenny, but also for you as an individual and for you and Jenny as a couple, as I know how difficult it can be in a marriage when there's a lot of stress building up. So something to get behind you and Jenny if you want it.
Yes, that would be great.
Okay, unfortunately, I can't personally do these things for you. However, what we can do with your consent is to seek out the different supports you'll need to make referrals to organisations who can. There are many protections under the Domestic and Family Violence Act to keep you and Peter safe. Living free from violence is a human right and fundamental social value. Domestic violence is a violation of human rights that is not acceptable in any community or culture. And what we can go through today, Tom, is some intervention supports that you can contact anytime. The first one we have here is 1-800-RESPECT. It's a phone number that you can call. It's the National Sexual Assault, Family and Domestic Violence Counselling Service for anyone in Australia who has experienced or is at risk of family and domestic violence or sexual assault. It's it's open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We've also got Men's Line Australia. It's a telephone and online counselling service for men with emotional health and relationship concerns, including issues of violence. The third one I've got here is Safe Steps. Safe Steps is also available 24/7. There's a phone number and an email that you can contact them on to get help. And they will help you explore your options. They'll create a safety plan and put in place safety measures to help reduce risks, including access to aids for Peter, support or equipment he may need. They have specialist family violence disability workers who have expertise to work with you to develop a personalised plan to meet specific disability needs. And of course, it goes without saying that if you feel there is an emergency, to please call 000. Do you feel safe going home today? And do you feel Peter is safe to stay where he is until we make some new arrangements?
Yes, I've taken 2 weeks leave from work.
Okay.
So I feel safe knowing I'll be around Peter 24/7 for the next fortnight.
Okay, that's great. Look, I have emailed you all of the phone numbers for the helplines that we've just gone through. And remember, you can contact any of those anytime. So why don't we get together in a couple of days to discuss some referrals and plans for your family's future?
I feel so much better just getting this all off my chest and knowing that you guys are here to help us as a family through this. It has turned my horrible week around. Thank you so much.
No problem, Tom. We'll talk to you soon, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See you later.
Bye.